Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we will be doing the next letter in our How I Color alphabet series. Today is letter I, and I is for insect. And this really, to me, covers a very broad range of buggies. Since we already did bees, I'm not going to talk about those at all, but I'm going to show you several different examples of a bunch of different kinds of bugs, and I think we'll probably color 3 different types today. I'm trying to keep these videos a little shorter since the last 2 have been a little longer. So we're just going to do some quick flip throughs of some of these. I'm going to show you some other examples in different books. And then we'll do a couple of colorings. So Hannah Carlzon has bugs everywhere in her books. I mean, it's on the cover here, and I think in a couple of her other books she's got them on the cover as well. So she likes to draw insects. She likes to draw all kinds. So I'm gonna show you a few of the ones that I have colored in here. So in this one in particular, I have 2. So this first one is this really pretty, I don't even know what it is. And that's the beauty with her books, is you can color the bugs any color you want and it doesn't matter. A lot of the times I will go the boring route, I guess, and I'll do black or gray bodies, and then I'll add a little bit of color here and there. So like this fly over here is all blacks, and then this spider is blacks, but then I wanted this beetle to be like bright and fun and just a cool bug. And so I went with this bright blue color for him, and I think he turned out pretty cool. This is still a work in progress, so I need to put my colors back in there. Another one is this guy. This is another one that's all blue. I don't always color my insects blue, but I think this one was a challenge for myself to try to use blue, mostly blue on a page or something. So again, you've got this blue dragonfly here, and then these 2 little blue ladybugs, which you don't see very often. They're not usually blue. Okay, I don't think anything else is in this one as far as bugs that I've colored. Nope. Okay. I'm going to show you this one. Let's see what we've got here. I know there's a couple in here. Maybe there's one for sure. This one. And this is another one where I used a little bit of color, but it's still like neutrally for the body, and then lots of fun colors on everywhere else. So there's that one. I don't believe I have any others in this. Nope. Okay, and then in Daydreams, because I am trying to complete this page, I have a whole bunch of insects colored. So we'll just do kind of like a little quick flip, so I can get to all of those different. So here's a couple. And again, you can see I've got all the different fun colors. This is one where I had a color scheme in mind, so I just, I made sure to have all those colors represented. And again, this one was kind of using the same colors over here, so that's why that one is in the different colors there. There's butterflies. And butterflies are insects, however, aren't they? I think they are. I think they're insects, but I don't know if we'll cover butterflies today. So here is a whole page of just insects. And this is really, really inspired by an image that I'm going to show you here in a little bit that I found on Pinterest a while ago, and I just decided to go super colorful on those guys. Yeah, here's a couple little fireflies that I drew in there, but they're, just normal black. Here's a pretty dragonfly. On this one, I did not make the wings see-through, but on these ones, I did make the wings see-through. So there's all kinds of different ways. I mean, there's so many. Here's another one that's all the different butterflies that I did. Here's the bee. I think this one was a color along on my channel, actually. And I think Yeah, because I'm going with a color scheme on this one. All of the bugs that are on here, so butterflies, bees, whatever these are going to be in these colors. So I've got a couple of pink bees in there. So that's really just to show you, you know, that you can totally color insects any color you want. There's a nice yellow jacket. Here's this one. So this, I was at a loss as to what to draw into this big beetle, so I just decided to make him stripy, and I thought he turned out pretty cute. So there's my black and white one. I still have yet to color him in. I might do that one today, actually. That might be a good one. There's some more butterflies and beetles, and again, it was a color scheme. So basically, all of this is just really saying you can do bugs and any color that you want. So you can look up. So this is just a bunch of different images that I found on Pinterest. And I mean, as you can see, they run the spectrum. I mean, these two are artist renditions, but like these are actual pictures. This is an actual collection, somebody's beetle collection. And there's so many different beautifully colored shells. So you can really just have fun with it. I did want to show you a couple other instances of buggies where, again, it would be kind of, you know, whatever color palette you would have in mind. So Johanna Basford has a couple of different insects that she's drawn. So this beautiful dragonfly is one of them, and I've seen this done so many different ways. And I think both of these are gorgeous. And then this one, which I don't know what this is, but that's, again, the beauty of the bugs being drawn in this, because then you can just color it whatever colors you feel like. Like, you don't have to know what kind of insect that is. You can use your imagination and you know, make it whatever you want it to be. So there's those type. There's also, like, in Fragile World, there was one insect page that I found, which is this one. And so this is a very specific. So this tells you in the back of the book, you know, exactly what what these beetles are, so that you can look them up online if you want to, and, you know, color them in specifically the colors that they're supposed to be. A little bit more realistic, this one. And then you get to other pages where you have, for example, insects that are just kind of like embellishments to the page. So like you've got these couple little ladybugs that are just kind of thrown in. And that happens a lot in Maria Trolle's books. You'll just have random little bugs thrown in here and there. Sometimes they're like one of the main focal points of the image, but a lot of the other times they're just kind of like, oh, surprise, there's a ladybug, there's a dragonfly, there's, you know, there's a couple little bees thrown in there. So, yeah, so I think we'll probably do a couple of different images. I still have to decide which ones I want to color for you guys today. So, I am going to do that really quick, and then we will get started. Okay, so the first cute little bug that we're going to do today, it's actually two bugs. It's in this book by Hannah Carlson, which I can't pronounce that, but this is the Tales from the Forest Kingdom book. And I am working on this page, so I thought that we would do some more in this. So far I've gone through and done a layer of, what did I use? I used Inktense. And I am going to use some Black Widows to do these little bugs. And I wanted, since everything in the background is so warm and, you know, fall-like, I wanted the bugs to kind of stand out a little bit. So I think this guy, for sure, I'm going to do in shades like a turquoisey, dark blue, greenish kind of shades. And I think his, these gems under here, I'm going to do on a lighter shade, but that one I might have to think about. So I've got a couple of different colors. I'll show you the colors that I've got here first. And I am not really sure exactly how I'm going to use these, but this is what we're going with for now. So I have washed green from the Monarch Set, Aquarius from the Cobra Set, Opal green from the Cobra Set, and Cat's Eye from the Monarch Set. And I'm going to start actually with this washed green, and I'm going to do a really light layer all over the buggy here. When I color bugs, I try to think about where the highlights would be. And again, it's all really going to come down to highlights and shadows and shading and stuff. You can change where your highlights are. You can change, you know, just to give it a different kind of look. This guy, I think, typically I would probably do all of this in a like very neutrally colors, but I wanted him to stand out a little bit. Okay, so got a real light layer. So with Black Widows, just in case you don't know, if you do a real light layer of a light color underneath, then everything else kind of tends to work better on top of that. So I am going to use this Aquarius first. This color is so beautiful. You know what? I should probably zoom you guys in a little bit. Let me do that. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so I hope that is a little bit better. So again, I'm using the Aquarius for this one. And I'm just going to, I'm not pushing hard. This is, again, with the Black Widows, you want to try to go in lighter. At least that's how I found they work best for me. I do a couple of light layers. Yeah, so this guy is just gonna get, I'm gonna leave this center section open for some highlights in here and get all of this part filled in. And then on this part of his body, I'm trying to decide. So around this gemstone thing that's on his back, that's definitely gonna be darker. Because that's going to create a shadow there. And then I think I'm going to have the shadows coming this way and then under the little chain here this way. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm just going to extend that color out a little bit. Probably should have started with my darkest color, but that's okay. All right, so now I'm using the Opal green, which is going to give this just a little bit of a different tone. It takes it a little bit more into a green, green tone. All right. And I think the next section that I'm going to do, I'll do these two sections for you guys just so you can kind of see, and then I'll finish up the little bug there with having you guys on, what is that called? Why can't I think of it? Where I speed it up. Gosh. My words have been disappearing so much lately. Okay, so let me go back over top of that with this Aquarius again. I'm just very lightly coming into that center section. Same thing over here. Pushing a little harder in the areas where I did the opal green, and then lightening up my pressure as I move into that white space. Okay. And very lightly over the top here. I just want to make sure that I have some color to play with when I go to use this last color that I've got here, because this is super, super light. So this is my Cat's Eye. And, oh, darn it. Okay, so I can't use the Cat's Eye And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but unfortunately, this cat's eye has a defect in it. There's a little black, like I said, I really don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a little black mark on the pencil there. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to change my game plan. So we're going to go back to the color chart. There is not another color quite like this one, but I'm going to try to go with that Blue Heaven and see if I can make that work. I was really hoping that I had worked out the defect in that pencil, and it's just still there, and it's one of my favorite pencils, which is just a bummer. I might contact the company and let them know that I got a bad one. That's the only pencil I've ever had from them that's done that. Okay, and then I'm just going back over the top of everything with this washed green. Try to blend things together a little bit. And that, yeah, I don't know if that is going to work quite the way that I was hoping it would. So we're going to do another layer, but I'm going to go ahead and speed that up so you guys can see what I'm doing, but not have to sit through the tediousness of that. So I will talk to you guys here again in a second. Okay, so here is my little bug so far. I am going to do his eyes. If I can find my... Well, I was just going to do it with marker because that's just as easy to do, but I'm going to use this black here. I wonder if... I think I'm just going to do black. This whole thing black, actually. Just gonna color that whole thing in black. And then I'm gonna leave a little bit of a highlight on the eyeball. And then the other thing that I like to do with bugs to kind of make them look shiny is I like to, well, and Hannah Carlson typically draws in some little highlight lines, but I like to add in a little bit of a line to show that they're a little shiny. So I add a little bit of white Posca in a couple places. I'll probably just go ahead and add that there. And then on here, I'm going to do a couple of lines like this, just to kind of, yeah. Okay, there is bug number one. I think for the collar around the neck, I'm going to use my Sparkle Pop gold gel pen. I think. Well, hold on a second. Okay, so I think around the collar here, I'm going to add in this mustard color from the Cobra Set. And I'm just going to do just like that. And then actually around this area as well. And then I think what I'm going to do is when I need to get one more pencil. I'm going to add in some brown on this just so it looks pretty gold-like. Okay, I know this isn't really part of the bug, but I am going to, this will probably be one of the jewels that I do when I come back to do that. And actually, I think that's the next letter, J for jewels, right? Okay, and then I'm going to take my gold Sparkle Pop pen and do a little outline around. I like to use the gel pens in those areas, like with the little lines or in tiny little areas that are hard to get into with the pencils. I'm also going to do this all in sparkle gold. Yeah. And then the other, the gems and stuff that are under here, I might do those next time as well. And then we'll color this little guy. I'm just going to do him in the same colors that I had for the, yeah, for, what am I trying to say? For the big guy. So I'm going to go over the whole body with this washed green. And I might do his back in a little bit more of a, gosh, people, I am so sorry that you're having to listen to me today. I cannot think. I'm going to do his back in like a faded kind of color combo. My goodness. I just cannot speak. All right. So I'm just using the same colors that I used on the big bug. So I'm doing the opal green right now. And then I've got my Aquarius, which I'm going back over what I had already done with the Aquarius. And then I'm going to go back over with the Blue Heaven. And these are all pretty light layers. And then I'll go back over everything with the washed green. It's a nice little kind of ombre effect, I guess, that's what I'm trying to say. There's that opal green again. I want him a little bit more green at the top. Okay. All right, and then for his legs and body, I think I'm going to use mostly this opal green. And when you have tiny little legs like this, I like to leave a little bit of a space so it looks like there's a highlight there without you having to draw the highlight in, if that makes sense. You just kind of leave a little bit of a white outline. And it kind of looks like the highlight. And then I'll color the body in. I'm just going to use just the opal green for that one. And then we'll start with the opal green here. Move to the Aquarius. Blue Heaven. And then the washed green. Okay, and those are some nice jewel tone little buggies. And I think that they work well with the colors that are going to be, I still have to update the colors a little bit. I am going to go ahead and add the highlights to the front of his legs, only because I got a little messy when I was doing my, I'm going to do a little bit of a highlight. Nope, that is too much. Goodness. I got a little messy when I was doing my background colors, so where it was white, it was a little too orange for me. Okay, so there are our bugs for today on this page. Okay, the next page is in this book, which is Rita Berman's Land book. And I picked this page here because it's a really cute little pattern. We won't do every one of these little buggies today, but I'm going to show you kind of how I would go through and do this really quickly. So I'm going to use a marker first. So I have this light green Crayola marker, and I have this pinkish red Crayola marker, and I'm going to use these guys as part of my pattern here. And I'm just going to go ahead and color in this grasshopper right here. And I'm going to speed that up so you guys can see. And then I'm actually going to do one grasshopper and one ladybug, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I got my little buggy guys done. So now what I basically wanted to go over with you is, so now that I've got that marker base down, I'm just going to take a couple of different greens. So I've got this peppermint, which should be close to this color, Irish green, and emerald. And I'm going to basically just add my shadows in. Since most of this is done for me already, I'm going to start with my darker color, which should be the emerald. And this was something that we didn't have on the legs last time. So the segmented legs typically will have a good shine on it, and then, you know, shading wherever the pieces overlap is good. And then depending on where you want your light source to be coming from, it could be, you know, the center parts could be highlighted, the top part, however you feel like the light is coming. So I'm going to say that my light is coming kind of top down. So the parts that are going to get light actually will change as this moves around. But so for the body part, that's all going to be right in the center. So around my edges, because this is all curved. And then again, along the edges of the body here. I might only need one color. We'll see how this goes. Okay, and then on this part, because it's a little different, I'm just gonna shade along the outside edges and the bottom here, and then on the top. And then that's basically all I'm gonna do. I will go underneath this big circle here, and then under where the wings were. So again, just along the top part where this pattern is. Actually, I lied, through the center as well, just because it makes it look like maybe the wings are curved, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Okay, and then, yeah, and then I am going to use this Irish green to shade out from there just a little bit in those areas where I put that emerald. And this is going to be, this guy's going to be super, super green, but grasshoppers are green, right? least that's what I saw when I looked at this guy. I don't know if he's a grasshopper, but that's what I see. Okay, and you can see that that adds just a little bit of shading. It's not super detailed or anything, but it adds just enough that you know that there are different shades of colors on here. Okay. And again, anywhere where things overlap, you're going to have a darker shadow. And then depending on where you want your highlight. Okay, so I'm going to finish off this little guy and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, now I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of white. Nope, I lied. I am going to darken up these areas really quick in here. Okay. Okay, and then I have this green Crayola Signature glitter pen, and I'm just going to add in some sparkly bits to him with that green. Just in a few of the areas. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so there is one little bug. So now on this ladybug, when you look at ladybugs, they typically have black bodies and then the red backs. So that's what I had in mind when I did this guy. So I just did the back of him in the red, and I'm going to do the rest of him in the black. So I am going to, since I'm using Black Widows, I usually go through and do that light layer first. So anywhere where that is going to be black, I'm going to put this light layer of color. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my darkest, actually. So this is with the black. And I'm just going to shade out from the body on this one. And then where things overlap. I'm not adding that extra little, you know, depending on where the light is hitting it or anything. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to use the, oh, I probably should have told you this. The colors I had are Midnight from the Skin Dark set, Greythorn from the Skin Dark set, and Medium Gray from the Monarch set. So I did Greythorn first, then Midnight. Now I'm going to use the Medium Gray. Okay, now I'm going to use a couple of reds. I have Deep Red and Ladybug, actually, from the Black Widow set. Deep Red is from the Cobra set. And I'm going to use the Deep Red because I think that this is probably going to be a little bit darker than the other one. And again, I'm just shading from the outside on this one. Oop. I might have smeared the the green gel pen. Oops. Okay. And then this one is just going to come in from the outside. Okay. All right, and then use the Ladybug to blend that out a little bit. Okay. And then I've got 2 gel pens to use on this one. I have this Link Shine red gel pen, and I'm just going to draw in the little doodles on the back. This is one of the favorite things that I like to do with my bugs because they are sparkly a lot of the times. Okay, and then I have the other gel pen that I have is the black Pentel Sparkle Pop, but since this has red glitter in it, it will look, once it dries, it'll give a little bit different look than black, so. All right. Okay, so there is my little ladybug. And so that's the kind of pattern that I'll just go around and do this whole thing in. And, you know, then go through and add in my fun embellishments and stuff in different colors around the outsides. So there are 2 more little bugs, and I've got 1 more that I have pulled aside to do today. So let me get that situated, and I will see you guys again in a second. Okay, so a little bit has happened. I've had to take a little bit of a break, so I have different clothes on today. But we're going to get back to our dragonfly here. So I am going to, well, you didn't even know it was a dragonfly yet, but it's going to be a dragonfly in Flora, so I'll show you the page. It's this cute little page here, which I have gotten a little bit of a start on. And now we're going to work on this dragonfly. Typically when I do dragonflies, I will use colors from the blues and purples ranges. I don't usually do dragonflies unless it's like unless it was like a fire dragonfly or something like that, you know, but typically when you see dragonflies in nature, even, you know, with that this first images that I showed you, which of course, oh, there it is. So like on here, so here's your dragonfly and it's all in the blues and there's a little bit of green on his back there, but otherwise, yeah, typically blues and purples is what I will do. So I am going to grab some colors out of my Polychromos pencils and then we'll do this little guy. And it'll probably just be a quick speed color because you kind of get the idea at this point, you know, how to shade and all that stuff. So I'm going to pick out my colors and then we will get started. Okay, the 3 colors that I have are Cobalt Blue Greenish. What's this one? Light Cobalt Turquoise and Prussian Blue. So I'm going to go through with these 3. Again, just focusing my darkest colors in the areas where I think there would be shadows. And then with the wings, I'm going to do just one little extra step, but we'll do that at the end. So I will talk to you again in a second. Okay, so there is our cute little dragonfly. I'm going to do two little things. So I've got a white Posca that I'm going to use, and I've got this lovely bottle of stickles. Now, if I could tell you what color this was, I would tell you, but I don't. Now, I want to say that it's icicle, but that's probably not right. I have another bottle here, and of course, I don't think this one has a... Shoot. Well, if I can find out what it is, I will let you guys know. But one of them has, I don't know if you'll be able to even see the difference. This one has like more red and yellow reflecting. This one has like, this one's pretty multicolored. So you can see blues and greens and a little bit of red and yellow in there as well. But this one's mostly red and yellow. So I'm gonna go with this one. And stickles is one of my favorite things to use on insect wings. And basically all I do is I put a little bit on the page and then I use the tip to fill in like I would use a paintbrush. So you use the tip of the stickles bottle. And I did put that little bit of color underneath because the stickles does dry clear. I mean, you've got your sparkle there, but there's no like color to cover up the wings. So it's basically just colored glitter in like a clear glue in case you didn't know what stickles was. And if you didn't, I'm happy to introduce you to stickles. Okay, so there we go. So there's the little dragonfly guy. He's super sparkly. Let's see if I can get... All right, and then with the Posca, I'm just going to add a couple little highlights. So I'm going to do a little one on his head and then like a little line down his back and along his tail. So there's that guy. So I hope you can see the shimmer and sparkle from that because that's super fun. So there we go. There are our bugs. So I'm going to get these guys back out so you can kind of see what we did today. I got to be careful not to get stuff all over my stickles. So there's that little guy. I'm going to set him aside so I don't accidentally mess those up. So there was our dragonfly. Here's our cute little ladybug and our grasshopper. And then last but not least, our awesome autumn jewel tone little beetle, I guess. I don't know what that is. But again, that's the beauty of coloring insects is because you can literally make them any color that you want. So, yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope that this helped you in some small way. And next video is J is for Jewel. So, which I think I'll probably just use a couple of these to do a little bit of that demo. Yeah, so thank you for joining me today. And until next time, thanks so much. I'll see you later. Bye.